Wonderful fellow Nigerians, progressive-minded individual, should I say men and women of goodwill, I am George Onyibe. As you all know, we are simply society value advocates. It really does not matter how many turns we have taken in life, wrong turns I mean, but let it be on record that all of them was geared towards one end and one end alone. And that is seeing that we rectify the errors of our fathers before us. And if having the privilege to set the feet of the next generation of our people upon that path that they must follow. Because all we can do after all is to show them the path. But we cannot walk it for them. Because there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. We have been privileged in our lifetime not just to know this path, for we have walked on these paths. And that brings us to today's discussion, a topic I simply titled, Igbo Biafra, Biafraud, Unity Beggar, Obedient Movement, trying by every means necessary to cause ethnic instigation among Nigerians. You see, not all of you will be able to understand the game they are playing, but they have done it before. But it's unfortunate they want to fail from learning from the past. And certainly it is going to be unfortunate for those of you who they call Sub-Igbo group. It is going to be unfortunate for those of you from the South if you fail to take heed to our instruction and learn from the past as well. I say this because check the history of all the people who have talked about Biafra. All of them ended up as rogue. All of them. The ones that realized themselves on time were unalived anyway. The ones that realized their mistake, they were assassinated. Ojukwu without apology. Ojukwu is a disgrace without apology. Raphael Wazirike is a disgrace without apology. Nnamdi Kanu is a disgrace. Of course, Simon Ekpa is a disgrace. And any other idiot that will still come up later and talk about Biafra inside this is certainly the biggest disgrace. And now, this having been said, of course, I shall return there later on. They have tried Biafra agitation. We were part of the process. Everything they said, that was the essence of it. All of them were betrayed. They metamorphosed from Biafra agitation for record purposes. They started doing obedient movement. These are huge projects for them. If not that people like us stood on the line, if not that people like Asari Dokubo was halted, and he told you openly that anything Tinubu do, we should hold him responsible. There was something he saw. There was something Asari Dokubo saw. And so he moved away from de facto customary government and he joined Tinubu to save Nigeria. And I don't care what goes wrong with him and Tinubu, but I thank Asari Dokubo for supporting Tinubu. Because what obedient movement has planned before, without the saga of Asari Dokubo, I'm sure they would have caused tension out of their arrogancy. From the obedient movement, they had in between Biafra agitation and obedient movement, they have Igbo unity beggars, unification of Igbo people. And that is where I come in. I told you about one buffoon Igbo guy that was on my platform trying to claim to be Abo man. I told you about the useless guy. He said something. And then last night, they bombarded me in my inbox with different platforms. He said something. He said that I am doing Biafra agitation. I'm doing One Nigeria. I should look at my platform that nobody is following me. that are not making any sense. People are not buying the idea that I'm selfish, normal Igbo yapping. He pointed out some platform for me, which I took time. I'm a good learner. I watched all of them. He told me that they have a normal platform. They just started. There are about 1.5 million already. I said, wow. And I followed the link. And behold, it is Igbo Anyoma platform. The question should be, why will the Igbo people be the one to open platform to begin to disturb Nigeria to give us Anyoma state? Why? Why can't they allow Nedi Nwoko to do that? Okay, why will Nedi Nwoko not consult with his people, considering the complex nature of Anyoma people? And then he pulled the shot, and people are waiting for him. Let's see how it goes. And so, I went through all the rubbish they were saying there, and I saw that the only thing they are trying to do is to instigate ethnic groups within the South against each other. And if you look at the write-up I made early this morning before this broadcast, I try to comprehensively present to you the consequences of trying to instigate ethnic groups against each other. The method through which they do it, propaganda, disinformation, and so many others. But let me leave the grammar now and explain to you in a practical terms how they initiate ethnic conflicts. If you look at the issue of Senator Mbata, the brother of Senator Nedi Nwoko, who are very prepared to betray their people in a time like this, you will discover that they have created enmity between Eneka people and Ogbako Ikure, which comprises of the entire Ikure community. Let me break it down. You see, we wake up one day, Igbo people out of desperation and arrogancy, trying to prove that Ikure is Igbo, moved on to Ikure land without due consultation and took one of the political thug and said that he is now the leader of Ohanese Ndigbo. Ikure people on different platforms came out and said, this guy is going there on his own. He is not representing us. And that is coming from Ogbako Ikure. And then, some of the video they were bombarding me, thinking they are mocking me, was to give me a counter video by Eneka people. Eneka people telling you that Mbata is from Eneka. Eneka people, they are very in support of Senator Mbata being the leader of Ohanese Ndigbo. Anybody that is against it, which is Ikure, they say blah, 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 blah. And they have the right to say what they say. But then, if we wanted to look into that, I begin to ask, which of these Eneka people are that? Is it rumors, Hannah? Let me leave them, but go continue on my... Because if not, I will tell you the history of Eneka people. Now, let's leave that. Now, understand now that there will be a friction, a misunderstanding between the Ikure ethnic groups already. Because Eneka has come out to publicly fault, counter, and undermine the position of Ogbako Ikure. The very Ogbako Ikure, which remain the strongest defense outpost for the Ikure people. But they don't know what is coming. Sometimes it's about the money. Let us assume tomorrow, Senator Mbata enter Rivers State among his Ikure people. And then they violently oppose him. Can only Eneka fight the whole Ikure? I'm sure Eneka will not be able to put Atali people on their heels, not to talk of Elimbu. And I'm sure Eneka will have sleepless nights when Rumukurushi rise. Or when Rumodara or Elibolum or Eliosu or other Ikure within this Eneka axis, including Igirita, if they rise up under the umbrella of Ogbako Ikure, just in 2 local government areas, what happens to Eneka? And now maybe there is a conflict. Ikwiri now begin to fight Ikwiri. And then let's say Ogbako Ikwiri win Eneka. Are we then supposed to clap for Eneka people? No. Are we supposed to clap for Ogbako Ikwiri that yes, they defeated Eneka? Or are we supposed to clap for Eneka that they defeated Ogbako Ikwiri? Now, what they are trying to do is to instigate community against community. Most of our people are not seeing it. They are paying attention on the money. A lot of them are begging me inside. Let's settle you. Let's do this. You're not settling your father. I would rather die as a poor man than to eat the bread of sorrow. But you don't understand. I am richer than all your family members. You should know that by now. And so now, as it is, Eneka people have a question to answer. Eneka has a question to answer. And this was Ikwiri people who has been able to unite themselves. We have been praying to God that Anyoma will be able to unite, come up with Anyoma, just as they have Ogbako Ikwiri, so that we can be politically relevant in our Nigeria. But Igbo people are working very hard. This Igbo Biafra. And if you think Ogbako Ikwiri is still speaking with one voice, wait until this seed of discord sowed among them by Igbo people in the name of Biafra and unity begging has instigated among them. I'm sure maybe you are not getting it right. Let's move a little bit further. I talked about Opobo Nkoro and its environment. I'm not a stranger to all this terrain. You see this our one Nigeria, from Sokoto Arugongo to Ogijo, Malente Challenge in Ibadan, Ogicho in Ogun State, and every axis in Lagos, Abolegba, Wuri, Uton, just call their name. There is no nook and cranny of Nigeria that I have not been to. We have seen much of Nigerians, and we see you people are beautiful people. But you see the work of arrogant criminals instigating ethnic groups against themselves. And of course, the heartless politician who think about the financial gain, not putting the people first in the agenda. That is our problem. And Hausa man has been kind to me when I needed it. An Igbo man has been exceptionally loving when it was needed. The Yoruba man has been there like a pillar and support for life for me. And I won't talk about the Ijaw people. I won't talk about other minority. Because every Nigerian I have come across in the right atmosphere, I love all of you. And honestly, in my next lifetime, I think I'm going to be a Nigerian. I'm going to come back as a Nigerian. And you know what? I'm still going to be Agbo man. This having been said, going to Opobo Nkoro and his axis, I work closely with the government of Peter Odele, not as a politician, but of course, I have a handwork. I have work that I do. Before I joined IPOB, almost 90% of all the governors in the South, and the Southeast, I am a major influence in designing some areas of their house. I won't tell you. Most of them, when they see me, they won't believe it's George Onibi. But by the things I say, when they listen to it, which they certainly listen, they will begin to figure out who I am. Under Peter Odele, when they were trying to construct the gas turbine in Opobo, that was my first closest contact to Opobo people. But before then, I've been hearing about a very wealthy Opobo citizens, the ones they call Adamak, Ada and Mark, brother and sister. Very wealthy people. They had so much property. In fact, it was the front of Adama compound in Opobo. That is where my councillor boat used to park when that construction was going on. And understand that at this era, the deputy governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odele, was deputized by Toby, Opobo man. I worked with Toby for a very short time anyway. His school around YWC or YCK. Why did I forget it? Around that axis, you should know, those of you from Port Harcourt, the area I'm saying. Toby's wife have a very massive school. I handled a lot of upgrading projects for them after I finished the construction of Opobo. Now, why am I bringing it up again? Toby as a person is from Opobo. He can't speak Igbo. He's not from Igbo. His wife cannot speak Igbo. His wife is not from Igbo. They are Opobo people. When you enter Opobo, you don't even know who is Igbo. You don't know who is not Igbo. When it comes to being able to speak to outsider, that is when they switch to Igbo. But when they are among themselves, they speak their Opobo dialects. But we know clearly that some slaves sold by Igbo people came to Opobo and they were welcomed, absorbed, accepted, fully assimilated in a transparency way that even Igbo man was made to be king of Opobo. Talking about Jaja of Opobo. But their blood has mixed. The only misunderstanding they had was about the throne. Opobo people did not kill the Igbo immigrant who has become part of them. They accepted themselves as one. But what they actually said that the decision of their forefather who made Jaja of Opobo king cannot stand. There were two allegations. And so for many years, after the demise, the death of Jaja of Opobo, Opobo didn't have king again. And despite that, these two communities that has become one never had misunderstanding. But I want you to look at what Igbo people are doing. And if Sem Fobara fall for them because he has misunderstanding with Minister Onyesu Wike, Sem Fobara will regret it. I'm coming. Let me leave Sem first. I will bring his own. So you look at them now. They are shooting up a lot of videos on social media because that is why we are here. Opobo is Igbo. Opobo is speaking Igbo. Opobo is speaking Igbo. Opobo is Igbo. Nigeria divided us. Nigeria, but are they very sensitive to see they are endangering the life of the Igbo people in Opobo? Be honest and tell us about the Opobo that doesn't speak Igbo. And I tell you, the Opobo that doesn't speak Igbo, you have no idea what you are dealing with. And now, let's go by this way. Just like I told you about Eneka and Obako Ikwiri. Now, look at this peaceful community coexisting for hundreds of years without misunderstanding, all the way back from the slave trade era. All of a sudden, Igbo people say they want to unite with Opobo people. The only way to unite with Opobo people is to instigate crisis, which you people are not seeing, that Opobo land is Igbo. What about people like Deputy Governor Toby, who is not Igbo? How do you expect him to feel? That all of a sudden his people will be conquered by Igbo? Because the next thing you see, this Igbo Biafra will begin to sponsor the Igbo immigrant in Opobo. And they will destroy those Opobo people. It's just a simple thing for them to do. If they can do unknown government and begin to destroy their own genuine Igbo people, if somebody like Ojukwu can lead Igbo people to the war and carry his family and run out of Nigeria and leave others to die, and they are blaming Nigeria until today, if Nnamdi Kanu can tell us, let's address issue of political imbalance and then turn to a terrorist? No. I say Igbo unity beggar, Igbo Biafra, they are gradually instigating ethnic crisis. We can't forget about the issue of Rwanda in a hurry. I'm coming. Recent time, it's good you say what you want to say based on what you targeted. But it is also good you stick by the truth. I am an Agbo man. And there is no addition or there is no suppression. Because my mother and my father are Agbo people. And now this having been said, I can tell you I am Igbo. And that is because I have chosen to be. And that is because maybe I have gone to nationalize with them. But they are not the one to be saying it for me. I can speak Igbo very fluently. Respect this fact. And these days, they will come and play it. What do you call it? Sem Fobara will say, yes, But these are political statements. If Sem stay with his elder and say that thing, they will question him. Imagine Onyema. There are Igbo languages I don't speak. You had a video that was trending some time ago in the palace of the Denyi Diobi of Agbo. They asked one Agbo man to pray, lead them in prayer. And the Agbo chief started saying, oh, Chuko Kika Biama, oh, Chike Chineke na. The Obi, our king, shut him up immediately. I said, why are you trying to mislead our children? Most of you don't understand what the king, that young boy, just born in 1976, that young small boy was addressing elders who don't have sense. What is Chineke na? What is Chineke na? The king couldn't tolerate it. Because the king has perceived that Igbo Biafra unity beggar has started infiltrating his palace. The same thing will happen to Sam if he go inside internal cackles and say, I'm sure he will not recover from what the response of his people will be. But you see, when I begin to sing the praises of Igbo, there is this cabal who are set already to hijack our social media space. They will praise me, they will heal me. But you see, the end of all this thing is instigating ethnic crisis. So coming back to the issue of Opobo. One day you begin to hear, Opobo is fighting. Don't you see the fight happening in Ebonyi? Why do you think Igbo people are not talking about it? Because you have Akwa Ibom people in Ebonyi. The war is between Igbo and Akwa Ibom. When you hear of Isi, Ikwo. What are these people? Who are these people? It's our land, so they're going to kill the Akwa Ibom people there, and then they shut it up. And they are the one telling you Satan Kaduna is dying. They are killing Satan Kaduna. Do you know the war that Aguneri and Muneri fought? Do you know what they did to Ikogi people there? The only reason why that war could not be sustained, the only reason they could not finish Igala people in Anambra was that those people used juju teach them lesson. If they enter those people territory, then they see cutlass without hand, they come out their head. That is why they leave those people. They are the one coming to teach you morality. But let's come back without digressing further. And so one day we will wake up and begin to hear, because the claim now is that Opobo belong to Igbo people. But we know Jaja is not a blue-blooded individual. It was his braveness that made them allow him to sit on that throne. Go and ask Peter Odele. It was Peter Odele who pleaded with Opobo people and said, let's not cause problem. We understand how you people feel, but let's allow it to be. It will not reduce you. It will not. Let it just be. And so Peter Odele was able to make peace and reinstate the son of Jaja of Opobo. And they've been living peacefully thereafter. But watch what Igbo people will do there in the name of unity begging. And of course, let's move on to Edo State. I can tell you practically that I know that there is a slight difference between the Edos. When I mean slight difference, I see Delta State, Midwestern region, or Bende State as a three-phase country. You have the Edos, you have the Ijaws, you have the Anyomas. And now, in this three angle, we have multiple ethnic groups. But yet, we have not differentiated based on the homogeneous culture, tradition, or rather environment we have found ourselves. It is easy for us to assimilate one another. Let me tell you, there is a great difference between a Eka man, an Osimili man, an Anyocha man, an Indokwa man. But in the end, we are one. Because we were able to develop certain level of maturity. Let us go to Ijaw. You will hear Ijaw people telling you that Urubo is not Ijaw, Shekiri is not Ijaw. This is Bonkom. When we were born, when we say Ijaw, whether you are from Abraka, whether you are from Ole, whether you are from Patani, whether you are Urubo, whether you are Shekiri, whatever, those within that axis, we call them the Ijaw. And you see this Benin side. Whether you are from Orionwo, whether you are from Esako, whether you are from Ekpoma, whether you are from Awuchi, whether you are from Edo, Benin, all of you are seen with one. But I want you to look at, since Igbo unity started, Igbo Biafra movement started, I want you to notice that people like Asare Dokubo will tell you that Urubu and Shekiri are not Ijaw. This is RST, ethnic instigation, indirectly. You will wake up and see people who have, what do they call that one? Is it monkey face? Will now tell you that no, Asian people, they are not Bini. Bini people, they are this one, they are that one. And sometimes I sit and I watch all these children born in 1986, born in 1996. 86 are mature people by now. They're born in 2006. Yes, we the Asian people, we are not Edo people. Watch behind them, it's Igbo people. They descend so low to going to carry one Bini man and call him Maze idiot. He's now fainting in the police station. If Bini people were not moral enough and know what is obtainable, by now, Bini and Asia will be fighting. But when Bini and Asia is fighting, what happens to Uliongo? What happens to Awuchi? What happens to Abudu? What happens to Ozanishi? What happens to Ozanogogo? Do you know what you want to erupt? And for the first time of my life, the era of Biafra agitation make us to look like we are dividing. Because they will tell Okwanema, don't mind Abo people. They can't be trusted. They will go to Anyocha, don't mind Okwani people. They are loyal to Ijo. They will go to Ijo. They will drag us up and down. This is to make us fight against ourselves. That thing they are looking for. They have had almost 70% of it. It is the remaining one to finish us. That is why they are looking for unity. That is why they are very desperate. But our concern should be, are we going to allow them to succeed in instigating us against each other? I just gave you 3 examples. I gave you the example of Ikwere people and Eka people versus Obako Ikwere. I just told you about Opobo people and the Igbo immigrant in Opobo land. If he vex you, come and slap me. Oh. And now I've just told you about Bini and Esha. Please, who is behind this thing and what do they want to achieve? Time will not permit me. I will begin to tell you about the game they are trying to play between Wiki and Senfobara. If you were not fully aware before now, I would have begun to remind you about how they try to instigate Awusa against Fulani. Oh, Fulani has taken over Awusa life. Awusa don't exist again. We know it's true. But to what extent? What do you want to benefit? You can see this attitude of instigation manifesting in the life of Peter Obi. He's trying to instigate Nigeria against the instituted people on power now. Watch him, he's a fourth founder. He has never commented any good about Nigerians as a lost out. And they have a lot of people trying to instigate the system against the people, incumbent power. And now, what am I trying to tell you? Do not allow the Igbo Biafra unity beggar to succeed. They know how they come. They even sent me video last night, how they are saying Igbo people are now the one catching people producing fake drug. Igbo Biafra, your mission is dead on arrival. All of you producing fake drug. All of you producing everything fake. Baby factory, selling drug, human trafficking. Stop there in your southeast. Later on, we will talk about how to save the non-Igbo in the southeast. But thinking you will be able to continue doing those rubbish in our land, you lie. You lie. And so even if I go beyond this, you will not be able to understand. As Igbo Biafra unity beggar, is that really how to unite? What do you think they are trying to do? They have upgraded, because what they were doing before was to demoralize us, make us look stupid. And that was the era of Ibukubi. Indaboski almost joined them. That was the era. They see they cannot demoralize us. Now they want to use another pattern. Know that they have changed. Let me show you what I mean. Before, they will come and interview somebody. Hello. What is your name? You know, I say, my name is Ikechukwu. Yes, Ikechukwu, where do you come from? Yes, I come from Okwane. Okay, you are from Okwane. Are you Igbo? No, I'm not Igbo. So who are you? Yes, I am Okwane. He say, and you answer Ikechukwu? They will not turn and say, Igbo people will start laughing. Oh, Nigeria wicked. Oh, to demoralize us. They do it in the marketplace. They do it on every social media platform. They do it in their place of worship. That is one reason I don't leave Ebuka Obi alone. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. Ebuka Obi people, you have continued to show us Ndwalili. Now, they realize they have made mistake. So you hardly hear new video of Ndwalili. Don't forget, Ikwere people, including Opobo people, all of you are Ndwalili. Anyoma people similarly, Ndokwa, all of you, Ebake, all of you Ndwalili. And now they cannot demoralize us. It's just like when you see them call me thief, I'm robber, you are a spare, you are a disgrace, illiterate, uncompleted building, a drunkard. Do you know why they do that? They want to demoralize me. But you see, I know that I'm walking on a higher path. They don't understand. Now I walk closer on the higher way. Through the darkest night, he has held my hands. So you will not be able to demoralize me. And so when they could not demoralize us, when we took our stand and make them understand, no, Wike is not strong child, it's me new child. Stop changing narratives. Now they have metamorphosed. You are not seeing it. But that is where they are now. Do not allow Igbo Biafra unity beggar to instigate you against any group. They can change name. I think you have seen as they change Eweka in Anambra. They now change it to Iweka. You know that Igbo people are Ijebu, they are Igbo people. You see how they change name. Don't let this Igbo Biafra get you. Out of arrogance, this is how they cause problem in Nigeria. And before you know, you will have a couple of crises around the south-south. Meanwhile, their southeast is secured for themselves. Each time they tell you unknown gun kidnap, we will investigate the people being really kidnapped in the southeast. We will investigate the people being killed in the southeast in the coming days. But for now, people of south-south region, this is all we have. Igbo have Ibubago protecting them. Yoruba have Omoteko protecting them. Hausa have Miati Allah and Arewa Consultative Union protecting them. We don't have. Because if we have, I don't know their name yet. But if nobody will protect us, we should protect ourselves now. My people say the pikin will no get papa. The pikin will no get parents. Now when people will get parents, they receive advice. Now them they learn. And as well, the cow will no get tail. God will help and pursue the fly. Take this advice and stop subscribing to Igbo unity. It is simply meant to cause ethnic instigation. That goes to the comment section. Receive some tablet of insult, so I bring it to an end. He that have ear, let him hear. And the one that don't have ear, when they cut the head, the ear will follow the head. I love insult. Different blackies say good morning, George. When you be welcome online, keep doing the needful. Yeah. Different blackie, good morning from here. I see Uyi, good morning from here. I see Henry Chimezie, my brother, good morning. Of course, Henry Chimezie is one of those progressive-minded Igbo people. Henry Chimezie, I've not seen my brother Ijele. All these Igbo Biafra unity beggar, we can't let them have the best of us. Because in the end, their arrogancy and shenanigans will destroy them. Good morning, Henry Chimezie. And I see, you say, I'm sorry to say, but it seems these Igbo Biafra are cursed people. The sons of their father taking over their life, the sins of their father. That is this very one that said they are Igbo Biafra, begging for unity everywhere. Their arrogancy is their greatest weapon of undoing. Very arrogant. I see Chris. I greet you, Chris, my brother. No insulting people of Fernando Kano. I see Johnson Best. I greet you, Johnston Best. I see my personal person, Babefa. He say even Ned Nwoku is now trying to run away from the unity beggars by leaving the PDP and joining APC. No, Nnedi Nwoko made a mistake, a terrible mistake. And he's surrounded by Igbo people. They are pushing him. The same way they push Denis Osadebe, the same way they push Achoze, the same way they push Chukwumazogo, the same way they push George Onibe. He's learned enough to know that he will not come back freely as he thought. He's thinking it's going to be politically relevant. They will mesmerize him. But if you want to take the fall, like Senator Mbata want to take the fall for themselves, let them take the fall for themselves. I went with Igbo people to do Biafra. I am taking the fall for myself. I'm not dragging Igbo people into that very miserable mistake I made. Why is he going to run? No, let him come and, oh, you see, let us be fair to Igbo people. Let's just create my village and dash Igbo people so they can be happy and then we can progress. And who says that? Who does that? Who does that? That is why I hate dishonest intellectual individuals. They scattered everywhere. Very unfortunate. No, let him stay. It's all about politics to them. But it's okay. Our people will know the truth. I see an Uma. The name is quite hard for me to pronounce. Enuma, ma'am. He say, George, I believe you will know is the person I'm talking. Let's see what he has to say. He say, George, you are a good broadcaster. Why not use your talent for better things than wasting your time attacking Igbo? Yes, your name is spelled M-A-M. It's not about being a good broadcaster. It's about fighting for survival. That is what we are doing here. And what I'm doing is not about Igbo. But you know, you criminal-minded Igbo will want to say, oh, he's generalizing it, he's generalizing it. Then if I generalize it, what will you do? Have Igbo people not been generalizing the whole of Nigeria before now? And I've always told all of you, when I begin to generalize it, you will know. Did you not see my topic? There are a group of Igbo people that are known as Biafra Igbo. They migrate from Israel. There are a group of Igbo people that are unity beggar. They migrate from Equatorial Guinea. There are a group of Igbo that are non-Gome. They migrate from Egypt. There are a group of Igbo that are also, they migrate from slavery. They kidnap them, unknown gunmen kidnap them. They are now also. There are a group of brainless Igbo. They call them Wawawa. They are still Igbo. There are Igbo Bu Igbo and Igbo Bu Igbo. Different kind of Igbo. I'm talking to the one I mentioned here. I can't talk down on also Igbo. Because I do not know what give your kind morality to say some group of Igbo people are slave and ostracize them in the same community. And when they kill these people, they call slave in their community. They blame it on other people. Tofiakwa, you don't have shame. No, let's be realistic. You're trying to sound mature and political. But you are a dishonest intellectual individual. In the same whole Igbo kingdom, some people are under Wawawa, Awosa Igbo. Awosa Igbo. Anambrama will not give house, will not rent accommodation to Enugu man. To Ebonyi man. And that is not a concern to you. My brother, when I begin to generalize it, you will know. That Ebonyi state man, that Igbo people in Anambra will not agree to rent accommodation for them because they see them as brainless people. What is the difference between me and that person? So when I begin to generalize it, you will know. I am only calling fellow Nigerians and progressive-minded Igbo people like Henry Chimes here. He is here on this platform. Avoid all these Igbo people begging for unity. You don't beg to unite with anybody. It is done through process. Avoid them. They are criminal. I think this guy is one of them. Avoid Igbo people calling for Biafra because they will only lead your people to their death while their own children are in diaspora. Look at all of them doing Biafra. Simon Ekpa in Finland, Nnamdi Kanu in UK. These are citizens. Their children, son never beat their children. Idiotist. Anyway, why are you attacking the Igbos? Why would the Igbo not stop uniting their father and their mother? You are a disgrace. Try and come with insult next time so it makes sense. You know, when people see you now, they say, oh, this is true, it's true. When I begin to generalize it, you know. Notice I always add Biafra, criminal. That Biafra means Igbo fake drug, Igbo fake drink, Igbo human trafficker, Igbo baby fattery, Igbo kidnapper, Igbo unknown gunmen, Igbo yahoo yahoo, Igbo ritualist, Igbo okite. That is the Biafra. Nothing good come from them. They kill their people, kidnap their people. That is not consigned to you. Many of your villages have been abandoned. The fraudulent rise, Igbos are the richest tribe in Africa. But you are running away from your village. You develop Lagos, you develop Abuja, you develop Asaba, you develop Port Harcourt, you develop Kotangora, you develop America, you develop Costa Rica. But you are running from your village. Is that not a curse? Leave Igbo people. When Igbo people were on social media, this Igbo Biafra, George exposed season 1. Where is Darlington Chibuike? It did not occur to you to go there and say, brother, stop this. All of you say, one that shall never end. But unfortunate thing is that I have not even started. I'm just warming up. So my brother, you have to deal with it. One of the social media recruiters here, he say every time Igbo people, you will regret it. Daniel Onyemechi, you are the one regretting it already. Now the Kanu is regretting it. All of them are regretting it. Because they murdered sleep and they will never go to bed. And you, from your mouth, you just declare the judgment of God upon yourself. Because you will regret it. He just said what will happen to you. Go and ask Nnamdi Kanu. He is regretting it. Go and ask all of them that thought they could destroy me, not knowing I'm their destiny and they are their doom. They are regretting it already. You get the point now. Drop your insult on my comment section. We shall continue from there. Igbo people, leave South alone. Focus on your Southeast. When we need your help, we'll let you know. Thank you.